Hello again. If you, I can imagine you might be tired, but this part of the lecture is actually quite important. So whatever you need to do, go do that. I mean, go wash your face if you need, because or get a cup of coffee because this part of the lecture might save you hours in your career. uh, because I will be talking about some shortcuts as well that I even didn't know to use. Um, and there, if you if you get used to shortcuts, you will uh, have an easier time to manage within Unity. This is why I posted a picture uh, called Unity Shortcuts in your WhatsApp group. Okay, so let's continue with sharing my desktop. I forgot how to change IDE from within Unity, so I Googled that. There is a popular website called stackoverflow.com. Have you used this before? If you ask something computer science related to Google, generally this site helps you to solve your problems. So Unity, as I said, comes with a default IDE called MonoDevelop. IDE is a development environment, by the way. It's abbreviation for that. So there's an accepted answer with some check here. So it says you can go open edits and preferences, go to the external tools tab. Let's check this out. So after I open Unity, I go edit preferences. Obviously, there is no preferences here because in Mac, it's here. Sorry, it's here. Unity preferences. And after that, it says you go to external tools tab, and there's external tools tab here, and you choose MonoDevelop from the drop down menu. External script editor, as you see, is Rider. This is my choice. You can instead choose Visual Studio. So this answer is mostly useful for Windows operating system users. I'm going to close and open again because there's a problem with my project actually. The text was a bit problematic to see, so I'm going to reopen. As you see, the text is more clear right now. Okay, so let's get this out of the way. I don't know where to put it. Okay, this is the best place, I guess. So let's talk about the interface. Okay, I should also put it somewhere. I don't know, here. Yeah, this is the best. Okay, let's talk about our interface. So it may look like too much at the start, but since you already know 3ds Max, it will look familiar after some time. So the scene, sorry, the screen might not look identical to your screen because I modified those. You know, you can put inspector here, for instance. You can put it here. Most people put the inspector here, and you can click to any window and drag it to wherever you want it to be. Okay, so I'm going to actually have a game view and a scene view next to uh, each other. Okay, and uh, most people use prefer to see hierarchy here. So I will drag it here, and um, like as you see, there are two projects windows that are open. So I'm going to close one of them to avoid confusion. Uh, if you want to add a tab, you can add it from clicking to three dots menu and choose add tab and choose the needed thing. For instance, if you want to change location of a folder in your project, you can open two project windows, and you can drag from one to the other one. So you can do that. Um, this is why I had two project windows. I'm going to close this tab for now. Uh, okay, let's start. Um, you can also put uh, tabs together like this. So this way I can either see the scene view or game view, but not both at the same time. Um, by the way, since this is a technical part, you can and you should immediately stop me if things are getting too confusing for you. If I'm going too slow or too fast, just communicate that with me. Okay, so let's talk about what a scene and what a game is. Actually, they are both the same thing, but perspective is different. So a game is the scene that is visible by the camera. Okay. So in each game, you have a main camera. In each scene, you have a main camera, and this main camera can be following your character. It can be following, I don't know, your um opponents. Uh, and it's if you have a, for instance, car, your main camera will be following your car. Okay, and there needs to be a directional light to light the environment. As you see, it's coming from this direction, uh, and it can affect how some shadows look. If you disable it from here, there won't be light. Uh, what else do we need to say? So as you see, the hierarchy is representing all the things in your scene. Okay, as you see, there are just two different game objects. One of them is main camera, and the other one is directional light. And when you select one of them, you see where it is in the hierarchy. And if you see, if you choose camera, this is called camera preview, and this is what your camera sees basically in the screen. You might wonder, why do we see this background while we don't have anything in our scene, right? Because This is looking like a blue sky, and this is looking like a brown terrain, but we don't have anything like that, right? The thing is, we have actually, because when you click main camera, there's a choice that is called skybox, um, and skybox is the backgrounds uh, for your world. It's representing a sphere that is the farthest away from your camera at all times. So it will be the background of everything. Um, okay, let's talk about adding something to your scene. Okay, you can do that in different ways. You can click right click while you have chosen your sample screen, or you can also left click to an empty space, and you right click, and you can choose creating creating an object. You can create 2D or 3D objects, or even an empty objects, but we will come to that later. Let's create a cube for now. As you see, it has created a cube with the position 0, 0, 0. Since we have a 3D game, we have three axes, X, Y, and Z. And you can actually increase those positions or decrease them by dragging them. Uh, or you can also, after you change it, you can also reset. So as you see, the cube snapped back to 0, 0, 0. And you can, similar to 3ds, you can actually give it some degrees. You can rotate rotate it. By the way, the funny thing is, you can also adjust those numbers within the code. So uh, within editor, you define the starting position and starting rotation of an object, and after that you can rotate this object from within the um, code dynamically, and you can change scale. So it's not a cube right now, but it's a different shape, and you can, it's a rectangular prism. You can even uh, scale minus, and it goes inside out, but I don't recommend that. It's just creating confusions. And this is a 2D shape in a 3D world, so it's not common to do that as well. Let's stick with basics, and I'm going to reset to default. Um, by the way, I haven't really talked about inspector, but inspector is a tool that is a tab uh, that gives information about a selected object in your hierarchy. Okay, so I was talking about how to add an object. Let's see the other ways of adding an object. You can click plus button, and suddenly same choices appear here. This time I'm going to create a sphere in my hierarchy. You don't see this in our game view, but uh, you are you can see this in my scene view. The reason why we don't see it in game view is because this is an um, non-rigid object currently that is inside the uh, cube. So if we put it on top of the cube, then we can see our sphere here. Okay. We have a cube and we have a sphere. What else do we have? We can add some capsules. Uh, let's move that out of the way. We can add some uh, cylinders, and you can drag them. You can change position of that using the direction arrows, as you see, and you can also have um, different objects as well. A common one that we use is plane. So plane is a landscape that you cannot go through, and it's coming uh, ready with the Unity. So as you see, we have a capsule, sphere, cube, cylinder, and a plane. And if we hit play, after some delay, this becomes blue, and our game starts. Now our game has started. I'm going to tell you another way of creating a game objects in our scene. By the way, an important note is um, when you are playing the game, when you are in the play mode, you can also change the. Actually, I'm going to put them side by side here, uh, like this. Okay. So when you are in play mode, you can drag those objects, and you can change everything in your objects. But after your play mode has ended, they snap back to their normal places. And um you edit uh, some things according to your needs, and you can try within play mode, but um, you need to remember that they are not saved. Okay, so if you develop your game within play mode, then your development will be unsaved and you will lose progress. To avoid that, you can choose the color uh, of Unity while you are in play mode, and that way you can um, actually, let me just show you. Choose color of Unity in play mode. I don't remember how to do that, but okay. So in Mac, you go to Edit Preferences, apparently, and you choose Colors and change the needed color. So I'm going to do that. Unity Preferences, Colors, and Play Mode. It should be this one. And I'm going to choose orange. And now when I hit play mode, I know that I'm in play mode. Okay. Uh, I'm going to choose a lighter color so you can see better. Okay, this one looks better. Now, when I'm in play mode, the color is yellowish, and um, I know that my progression is not saved, so I don't um, adjust my scene while I'm in play mode. Okay, this is one important thing, and let's visit um, our shortcuts up till until this point. Um, oh, okay. So to play your game, you can hit Control and P at the same time, and you can pause uh, with clicking Control Shift P, and you can go one frame at a time uh, with using Control Alt P. For Mac users, Control will be switched to commands. There's a command button in Mac users, MacBooks, and you need to switch Alt with Option key, as I recall. Let's check that. So I'm going to hit Command P in Mac, and now suddenly the play mode is activated, and I'm going to hit Command Shift P. Now my game is paused within this editor, and nothing will happen inside the game. And also um, I can move one frame at a time by clicking here. Since we don't have anything happening in our game yet, uh, we cannot see that, but we will um, be seeing stuff. Uh, just give me a moment. We will actually adding some gravity to our um, scene. Default settings in Unity comes with a realistic gravity. So all I need to do is to add a rigid body to my um, sphere so that it will be affected by the gravity. To add a component to an object, you need to choose it from the hierarchy, or you can choose it from the scene as well. Um, I'm going to choose my uh, sphere, and you hit add components in the inspector menu, and you add um, rigid body. Since we have a 3D project, we add rigid body. If we had a 2D project, we would add 2D. As you see, it's warning me um, since my object is 3D, you cannot add a rigid body 2D to it. So this is why I'm going to add a rigid body. A rigid body is a common component you add to objects in Unity. It basically makes your object visible to the physics engine that we have talked about. If your object is not um, visible to physics engine, it won't be affected by acceleration. It won't be affected by gravity or any other physics related stuff. Some you need to have collisions. You need to have rigid body for collisions as well. Okay, so you can specify your mass, and you can uh, choose to use gravity or not, and it has some different options that you can mess with, but we won't go into depths in this part of lecture. Um, just you will see what I mean when I hit Control P to play the game. Okay, I don't know if you have noticed, but my ball dropped on top of my cube. So it started a bit higher, and since now it is affected by gravity, it fall on top of my cube. But my other objects didn't move at all because they were not affected by gravity. To fix this, I can choose more than one object at a time with holding my command key. It will be control key in Windows, and I can, as you see, choose multiple objects. I'm going to choose cube, cylinder, uh, and capsule, and also I'm going to choose plane, and I'm going to add components to all of them. As you see, the name of the chosen object is not shown here because I already chose more than one uh, object. If I had only chosen one object, then the name would be shown here. Okay, again, I'm going to hit add components, and I'm going to hit rigid body. And now I'm going to deselect all of them by clicking somewhere else in our hierarchy. And I'm going to, again, hit Control P. And all of them will fall. Even the plane has fallen. There's a warning that can be seen in the console. It's basically warning me since the plane has a component that is not going well with the rigid body. This is why I'm going to remove the rigid body components from the plane. So I choose plane, and in the inspector, I go to rigid body section. By the way, for each component that you have added, you can click the button here, and you can um, either shrink down or you can expand the menu. So I'm going to go into rigid body section, and I'm going to remove my components.
Can I ask something?
Sure, go ahead.
I couldn't get my console tab up to the Windows. It's only show the bottom of my Unity window. How
You,
can I add it
so you couldn't
there?
do what?
I couldn't add my console tab
Oh, okay.
into the up like your.
So you don't have any console showing?
I have, but it's only the bottom line. The red. There's a one red warning.
Sorry, there's
It's only at the bottom of the
like
Unity.
like this. Oh, so you can click on top of your console window and drag it up.
No, hocam Türkçe anlatsam olur mu? Çok
Olur,
anlatamadım.
olur.
Bu konsol bende yok. Sadece altta sizin ekranınızda olduğu gibi bir satır çıkıyor. En altta kırmızı bir satır şeklinde
Okay.
çıkıyor konsol.
Okay. Şöyle yapabiliyor musun?
Orada da ya konsol gözükmüyor. Evet.
Enteresan. Genelde konsolla açılıyor ama
En
bakalım.
başında
You can bir şey deniyorum. Okay.
hocam şöyle yaptım. Az önce alttaki uyarıya tıkladığımda konsol açıldı. Onu da yukarı çekince geldi.
Süper. Tamam.
Biraz geçici bir çözüm ama tabii. Teşekkür
Tamam.
ederim hocam.
Ben de şeye bakacaktım bu arada. Google'dan bakacaktım. Çünkü konsol genelde geliyor yani. Öyle bir şey hatırlamam. Hani siz de oyun geliştirirken even when you are doing your homeworks, uh, feel free to check Google first because your problems will be basic and there will be solutions to them. But if we go back to our plane, we have removed our rigid body. And now I'm going to play by clicking Command P again. And as you see, now we did not have any errors shown in our console, and all of our objects fell down to the plane. And I'm going to actually choose my sphere. I can choose my sphere by writing sphere inside the search box. Now I found my sphere. I already selected the sphere. Now I can delete the search box, and I still have selected the sphere. So this is a useful tool if you have a complex scene, you know. And now I'm going to drag it a little upwards, and now I can show you something. So I click here, and I'm going to pause it without them falling down. Okay, I clicked pause, and now I can click here, and it's going frame by frame. So it's taking my GPU's power to calculate how much distance will the objects move each frame, and with that it can uh, move my objects frame by frame, so it's realistic. uh, as you see, you can, since we are in the pause mode, you can unpause by clicking Control Shift Pause, and you can I'm going to play it again by clicking play, and uh, sorry, I paused with hitting Command Shift P or Control Shift P, and now I'm going to hit Command Option P in Mac. You will use Command Control Alt P in Windows to move your objects frame by frame, and it even bounces, as you see. Okay, what else? Um, so your as you see, our changes are not saved currently. We can see this with a star indicator in our sample scene. If there's a star scene near your scene, this means that you have unsaved changes. So you can hit Control S or Command S, and uh, your changes are saved. And this is recommended to do it regularly, because if there's a crash in Unity, it doesn't happen very often, but when it happens, it's really bothering you. And to avoid that, you are advised to save your scene regularly. Okay. Uh, like I said, your main camera is also a game object, and you can switch the position of your main camera, and it will affect how your scene is looking in your game. Um, and since I changed the position of my main camera, there's again a change, and I'm going to hit Command S, or I'm going to right click and save scene. I can also change my scene name by hitting um, save scene as, and I'm going to do that actually. So I'm going to save this one as first scene. As you see, it's already changed name. What else do we have? Okay, you can add new scenes, etc. But we are going to come to that later. And I'm going to show you a trick actually. But um, before that, uh, let's let's add let's talk about how I can move around in my view. So I can uh, zoom and unzoom with my mouse wheel. Maybe you have noticed that already. I can um, hit Control Alt or Command Option to shift within my scene. I can also hit Option in Mac or Alt in Windows to have this eyeball appear in my scene, and I can orbit around the scene like that. What else do we have? By the way, when I click Option, as you see, the eyeball is highlighted in the left panel. So now we have our hand tool to shift, and when I choose my sorry yeah when I click Option, then the eyeball is highlighted so that I can orbit around, and when I hit uh, Control Alt in Windows or Command Option in Mac, there's hands appearing again, and I can drag my scene around. So it might look a little bit confusing at first, but you, after some experience, will be easily moving in your scene. You can also right click, and uh, by right clicking uh, from your mouse, you can pan right or left or top or bottom. This is called panning. And you can also move in your screen using WASD keys when you have your right click clicked in your mouse button. Okay, so those are the so you can actually move really easily uh, within your scene. Okay, any questions? It's just like a game actually to move around. I'm hitting my right mouse button, and I'm hitting my WASD keys. So I can go forwards or backwards with W and S keys, and I can go left or right. Okay. You still with me?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yes.
Now we have. I'm going to rotate, and now I'm going to show you QWERTY shortcuts. So when I hit Q, it automatically jumps to hand tool, and I can shift like this. So I zoomed in and out, but I meant to show you just this part. When I hit W, now I can I can change the direction of my objects. Um, so when I hit my cube, even if I'm in this hand state, if I hit W, now I'm going to hit W. Now I see the directions and positions of my cube. So I can immediately switch to this mode